He relied on his brother's wealth as retirement, but life taught him the hard way. 0130 hook. For 35 years, Daniel believed he'd never need to save a dime. His older brother had promised him a future he'd never have to worry about. Every family gathering, every holiday dinner, Michael would raise his glass and say the same thing. When I'm gone, Danny will be set for life. Daniel believed it. Why wouldn't he? Michael was his hero, his protector, the brother who always came through. But on one cold October morning, Daniel pulled into the driveway of his brother's mansion and found something he never expected. Police tape stretched across the front door. Forensic vans lined the street. Federal agents carried boxes of documents out of the house like they were dismantling a crime scene. Because they were. Within hours, Daniel would learn a secret that didn't just ruin his retirement, it put him at the center of a federal investigation. How does a man go from expecting millions to losing everything, including his freedom? This is that story. 133. T's key questions. What happened to Michael on the morning everything collapsed? Why was Daniel suddenly a suspect in his own brother's financial downfall? And how did a lifetime of trust turn into the betrayal that shocked everyone who knew them? This is a story about trust, money, and the dangers of relying on a promise that was never real. And the twist, it's darker than anyone expected. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. 3:10. Backstory. Daniel and Michael grew up in a small town in Ohio, the kind of place where everyone knew your name and your business. They were only 3 years apart, but the difference between them was clear from the start. Michael was the golden child, charismatic, driven, always 3 steps ahead. Daniel was steady, loyal, the kind of guy who showed up on time and did what he said he'd do. Their father worked at the steel mill for 40 years before a heart attack took him at 53. Their mother cleaned houses until arthritis made it impossible. The boys learned early that life was hard, but family was everything. Michael left town at 22 and never looked back. He moved to Chicago, started flipping houses, and by his 30s, he owned a chain of upscale restaurants and a real estate portfolio that made him a millionaire several times over. Daniel stayed close to home. He worked construction, married his high school sweetheart, and raised 2 kids in the same neighborhood where he grew up. He was proud of his brother, never jealous, just proud. Every Thanksgiving,